Welcome, podcast listeners. You are here with your host. It is me, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. Really kind of ASMR this week. I'm really close into that microphone, getting that real breathy quality. Yeah. I don't think we've got to do that for the entire podcast. So you're here with me, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are also here with Mr. Matt Quine. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Oh yeah. It's a sexy podcast.
Yeah, that's the last time I'm doing that.
Yeah, like to be fair though, if there is anything that someone could wank to on the internet, they will. So
yeah, okay, point taken.
You have made someone's day, Matthew.
Excellent.
But speaking of ASMR, this is always a great podcast starter. This is, isn't it?
Where is this going?
Have you checked out? Weirdly enough, the Xander Effects latest video?
I have not.
So, premise behind it is that he's got his wife, like narrating him building some like of the new smaller board cafetières.
Okay.
And it's a mix between like complete piss take and ASMR. Well, what I assume ASMR is like, because funnily enough, I have never really gotten into that whole thing.
You've never fallen down the rabbit hole that is ASMR?
No, I haven't. No, I don't really understand it. But yeah,
you see, ASMR is old days. You need binaural ASMR now.
Yeah, to be fair, having gone to uni and studied kind of sound engineering, I understand those words in isolation.
Yeah, well, combine them together and have somebody moving between two microphones that then simulates them
having like stereo
moving around you. And it's like ASMR, but they're moving around you. And it's really even more creepy.
It's like ASMR Deluxe.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. That is a podcast title, isn't it? Fuck me, we are... Yeah.
We're off to a winner straight away.
That's it, yeah. I don't think we've even started the podcast normally. Like, we haven't started as it is.
You've said an episode number.
I haven't. I've not told us that it's episode 160. Although it was very almost episode 1670 because I mistyped it. So
okay.
I almost just ran with that. It's like sometimes when I'm doing my like when I'm texting and I'm using the swipe type to try and save some time. Don't know why I ever do because it doesn't work too well. It just like I'll be swiping and not really paying attention to what's actually being written down. I'll just have the intention of what I want to type in my head. Then I look down and the sentence is completely different. And by that point in the conversation, I'm very tempted to just send whatever shit it had typed. Just be like, yeah, that's now it. So that was the podcast equivalent of that. So yeah, I'm giving a shout out right now to Xander, Alex Miller, his wife Maisie. Like for a couple of key phrases within that podcast, she refers to his like his hands as like meaty digits. She's just taking the piss out of how swole he is, and she refers to a tantalum capacitor as the golden snitch-looking mother fluffer, which absolutely like it's worth it for the price of admission alone. Is that so? I urge you to go and watch that video because it had me in fucking stitches.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we are doing a podcast today. We are doing one. So before we get in on the podcast, let's do a little shout to our patronisers. As little as $2 a month, you can be one of these people, one of the cool kids, part of the crew. And our patronisers, if I remember them rightly, we've got Yeomans of Chevtone Effects. We've got Andrew Bimpson. We've got Doug Christ of 37 Effects. We have got Joseph Richardson of Joseph Richardson Music, and of what's his band called? I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm gonna pretend I'm not. Abstraction. I didn't find it, but it's Abstraction band. Who's after Joseph? It's a huge erection, isn't it? He's got a huge erection behind him. Watch out, Joe. Then we've got Fletcher Pickups, and we've got our newest patroniser, Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast. You need to get on that if you haven't, because the Tone Jerks are awesome.
Absolutely.
I need to apologise to the Tone Jerks as well, because I've not been on it with the Tone Jerks for the last couple of weeks because, the whole global thing, commuting doesn't quite take as long to to downstairs and to the fridge. So, but
yeah, makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, when I have to go back into work, I will be cannonballing through episodes and episodes worth of Tone Jerks because gets me through, man. Gets me through. So yeah. We've got stuff to talk about, haven't we, Matt? We have got stuff to talk about.
We have. Although I'm not allowed to talk about mine.
You are. It's not quite as warm as it was last week. Because when we were doing the live cast, genuinely, once the live stream had ended, and I think you can hear it actually in the cast, because once we've done the joke, Will's like, yeah, later, and just fucks right off. Whereas we usually have a little kind of post game chat.
Yeah.
It was literally a case of, yeah, I am sweating my bollocks off here. I am running. See you later.
Yeah. It was quite warm on that Sunday, wasn't it?
It was a bit, yeah. Now it's just claggy. I had the misfortune of going out this afternoon. Because really strangely, I've had some problems with my car. The end of last week, the passenger side window stopped working. And if it had just stopped working, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But it stopped working when there was a gap, just about an inch gap before it had closed. So I had to take the whole of the panel off the door to get to the motor that was keeping the window
slightly open.
Yeah, slightly open. I had to take that off, push the window up manually, and then reattach the motor. So that went wrong last week. This morning, pulled off the drive, thinking, "Oh, my car's not quite as responsive as it usually is." Heard this sound. So I'll pull over. One of my tyres completely flat. Oh, you bastard! So I went out for a little bit of Pokemon Go this afternoon, and then it started pissing down, and then there was thunder.
Nice.
So it's pretty bad, and just this real kind of horrible claggy heat.
Yeah,
which is not cool.
Yeah, so we had the horrible heat last week. It kind of got claggy over the weekend, and now we've just got shitty rain.
Yeah. I mean, at least we know where we're at with that in the UK.
Yeah.
It's when it does this whole, I'm going to be sunny. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm going to be sunny. No, I'm not. That's the stuff that does your head in. But mainly for me, it's because that kind of weather, where it's been sunny for a period of time and then it kicks up rain, is where it kicks up loads of pollen as well. And I become worse than I am in winter with a cold.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fucking bad. But fortunately, I can speak and I can breathe at the moment. For now. So that's that. But so we have done some stuff this week rather than just moaning about the weather and my car being an absolute shitbag. We've done some stuff. I've largely been playing YouTuber. It sounds like a brass instrument. The YouTuber. Right. So last week, according to this, hasn't been recorded yet. So the week before that was the No Talk or Tone was the mini tube screamer.
Correct.
Which is something that I thought I'd actually done because I've had it so long, and I've done stuff that are really, really similar, like the Joyo one, the Joyo Vintage Overdrive, and there've been like various like kind of low gain bluesy drives that I've done that they all just kind of merge into one. But like the YouTube screamer, fuck's sake, what's going on with my words? The mini tube screamer like it's legit. So it's based around the TS9 circuit, I believe.
No, it's a TS808.
No. So it looks like an 808, but it's the circuit's a 9.
I'm pretty sure the circuit's an 808 circuit. I'm going to Google this whilst you talk.
Okay, yeah, do it, because in my video I did say that it's a 9 circuit. So I was under the impression that it's a 9, which is slightly more gain and like a little bit more bass, I think. But largely, so I've been told, 2 resistors difference between that and the 808. Yeah. What are you coming up with there, mate?
The first website I've clicked on doesn't give me the answer that I want.
No, like
doesn't give me any answer at all.
No, the websites that try and sell it don't go into it. But either way, it's a fantastic. Like what I described it as is, if you haven't heard a tube screamer and you are curious about the tube screamer, that is the best place to go. Because it sounds like a tube screamer. It doesn't have any of the pitfalls of like the cheaper tube screamers where you've got to like find the sweet spot. So like, for example, the Vintage Overdrive by Joyo is great for 2/3 of the tone pot. But like the real bottom end of the tone pot is a bit too dark sounding and a bit too undefined. And those are the kind of drawbacks that you get with like the cheaper ones.
Here we go. According to Sweetwater, the Tube Screamer Mini is a compact 808.
There you go. What do you know, Sweetwater? No, I mean, I haven't opened it up, and even if I did, I'd look at it and just go, "Yep, that's a circuit." So yeah, like it's one of the two, and it's tube screamer based. So it's like you know where you're at with it, but it's a lot cheaper than I thought it was, actually. I thought they were about like 80, 90 quid, whereas they are like 60 pounds UK.
They're like between 60 and 69 quid.
Yeah. In the US, it's like 74.99 or something like that, which is ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I think I bought mine when they were about 95 quid, which was not long after they dropped.
Yeah. And to be fair, at 95 quid, you're still getting a pretty fucking good deal there.
Yeah, bearing in mind the TS9 and the TS808 were like 160.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, you're still making a massive saving, and it's a smaller footprint. And now they're fallen in price even further.
Yeah,
and you can pick them up on the used market for like 40 quid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked mine up for like 35. So it really kind of springs forth in your mind why you'd bother going for stuff like the Vintage Overdrive unless you were like on a real budget and all you had was like 15 quid, because you can pick those up on the used market if you look around for like 15 quid. Like most of the time. But yeah, like I'd say, like if I was aiming that pedal towards someone, I'd say if you've never tried a tube screamer and you think, actually, I think I'm tube screamer curious, you ain't going far wrong with that one.
Not at all.
I'm saying like I'm not saying it's the best, like the best or the most iconic version of the Tube Screamer. If you buy that and you like it and you think like this circuit's really cool, like the basis of this circuit's really cool, but I'd like to tweak this or that or whatever. Like there are places that I'd point you. I'd say like Hello Sailor or JSA. We've got like their versions of the modded Screamers, or like even like the Antares, which is like
you see. The Antares is like on another level compared to a Tube Screamer, though. Like it does so much more than that. It can do that, but it does so much more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with the Tube Screamer, the gain control is an active blend between gain and clean signal, I believe. Like as one goes up, the other one goes up.
Yeah.
Or sorry, as the gain goes up, the clean signal goes down. Whereas the Antares gives you the option of like tweaking that yourself, and it's more based towards kind of the Japanese mid-hump overdrives rather than the I say the Japanese ones.
I was going to say Ibanez is Japanese.
Yeah, but like the yellow
yellow one.
Yeah, rather than the green one.
Yeah, not the yellow 2, the yellow 1.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, like I'd say it was a kind of gateway pedal, and a really cool one. And again, like if you picked it up on the used market for like 40 quid, you'll be able to sell it for that all day, every day. So if you are Tube Screamer curious, definitely go for it. I mean, who hasn't tried a Tube Screamer by now though? Like, really?
You'd probably be surprised. Like it took me probably 12 years of... No, can't be 12 years. Probably about 8 years of playing before I tried a Tube Screamer.
Yeah. I mean, it had been quite a while before I tried an actual Tube Screamer. I'd tried alternatives. I had the Bad Monkey from about 3 years worth of playing. And then obviously tried like the Moog Green Mile and the Vintage Overdrive before I got the TS809. Yeah. So that was this week. Sorry, not last week, the week before. But also, it hasn't come out for us yet. But by the time that this is out, it will be out. I'm premiering on Pedal Boards of Doom. Yeah, I'm doing that again. So I'm doing a new series called Stomp v Stomp, which is essentially auditioning the sounds within the HX Stomp versus the actual pedal counterparts. So, like I said, the mini Tube Screamer is pretty much a pretty good copy of the Tube Screamer circuit, just in a smaller enclosure. So I auditioned that against the two variants within the Stomp. So you've got like the legacy mode, which is probably the mode that you're most familiar with, Matt. Which will be on like the M9 and the old distortion modeler, and I think even the old pods as well. Largely like the M series known for. Oh yeah, the reverbs and delays are brilliant.
Yeah,
don't bother going anywhere near.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some pretty decent ones. Like the tri-chorus, I remember being absolutely banging in that.
Yeah, I used the tri-chorus as my chorus sound for a long time until I bought an analog man. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so trumped only by the analog man. But yeah, so I auditioned it against what I thought would be a crap Tube Screamer, and like the HX model, which is Screamer 808, which it doesn't take a genius to figure out where that one's aiming.
It is a clon.
That would be like the like the Minotaur or something like that. It's something stupid. But funnily enough, actually, like the 808 Screamer mode had your controls that you'd expect, your gain, volume, tone. The Legacy Screamer mode had like 5 or 6 different controls. There was like a treble control, a bass control. I think there was maybe a bias control as well. And I'm like, you what?
I've no idea.
Yeah. I was confused. I'd set it to like a little bit more treble than it had as stock, because that's usually where you put a tube screamer. Just like notch up the treble just a bit.
A cretin.
And then that's it. Yeah, I'd done it for all of them, kind of like mid gain, like gain at 12 o'clock, a little bit more treble, and then that was it. And then I auditioned them, and I tried some arty shots with it as well. The camera angle this week was not the standard top down on the T tray as you get with.
You do realise, like, in 3 months' time, you're going to be talking about the camera slider you've bought for your videos and all the rest of this.
I mean, you say that I was very much researching gimbals this week. See if I could get one for under £100 that was not shit. Turns out no. So
camera shit is expensive.
Yeah. I mean, like, the cameras that I've got are old cameras. They're like 10, 15-year-old cameras, but they work better than a mobile phone. So it's in, just about, and they require a lot more faff.
Yeah,
like it's like a ridiculous amount more faff, and like the rendering and exporting times on the files that come from the cameras are much more hefty than that of like mobile phone camera file sizes. So I've shot myself in the foot by like trying to be all pro and stuff. But hey ho, we're in that boat now. So I've kicked off a new series on Pedalboards of Doom, but we've got a new video team on Pedalboards of Doom pretty much. And before this cast, like directly before this cast, I directed Matt to go watch one of these videos. And like by the time this video is out, by the time this podcast is out, sorry, that video will have had all the impact it needs to, hasn't it? So you watched the what was it, like the rapid gear review by Lowell?
Rapid fire gear review. Gear review in under a minute.
Yeah.
And it's on the Tube Screamer again? This is the Tube Screamer podcast?
This week is sponsored by the Tube Screamer.
Yeah, this was a TS9 though. It was like the square button TS9 rather than an 808 or a Mini.
Yeah. And it was a good review, wasn't it, Matt?
It was like, yeah, I really like, for a minute's worth of your time, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. So
100%, but you must watch the entire 60 seconds.
Yes, you absolutely have to. Absolutely. So we've got a few new chaps. Lowell is one of them. Lowell is hilarious. You'll find out why. But the video he did 2 weeks ago as well was on the Game Changer plasma pedal. And he comes at these videos with like such enthusiasm and such. I think someone compared him to like a 90s pro wrestler, and I'm like, yeah, that makes absolute sense.
The problem is that all of those 90s pro wrestlers you're thinking of were both on steroids and cocaine.
Well, there you go. There you go. Lowell,
yeah, he definitely has the air of Macho Man Randy Savage, like proper, just hyped up, really excited for everything.
Yeah, and it makes it really exciting to watch. Then we've got we've also got Mikey, who's made an appearance recently. Mikey is a very talented musician, which makes me feel nervous.
Yeah, you don't need any of them.
Yeah, so He did. I can't even remember what. He did the Terraform. No, he hasn't. That one's not out yet. Shit. That one will be out this week.
Bleep.
He did something. Oh, it was Fairfield Circuits, wasn't it? The something water. Still water? Something like that. I don't know. The one that's basically like a tape emulation. And he did it like it starts off going through like synthy stuff, and then there's a guitar riff where he's doing. It's like very similar to like the No Talk All Tone stuff, where he's like manipulating knobs whilst the loop's going on. But he does that with synth and with guitar and with bass, and then through like a drum, like an electronic drum kit kind of like sampler pad thing. And it's just amazing. It's like really kind of really spacey and chilled out. So yeah, I was really digging it. But it's like it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. Like Lowley's this massive personality, like 90s pro wrestler, like you say, like steroids and cocaine, just in encapsulated. And Mikey's just like the most chilled out, just like making these super chill beats. And then we had a revival of the news segment as well from Lee. And actually, like we joke about it on the podcast quite a few times how much heat we got from the last bunch of news segments that we did. These ones, I think we've nailed it this time. I think we've got it. So I'm going to leave the YouTube chat there because this is not a YouTube podcast. Damn it. But like I would urge you to go and check out some of the PBOD stuff because it's all kicking off there, and you're probably going to see some update, well, quite a few updates every week. So check it out. Matt, you mentioned that you have done some stuff this week that we cannot know about.
I'm not allowed to talk about. The only feedback I've had is like, you bastard, or you lucky prick, or for fuck's sake, is he talking about that again? You know, so I can't talk about it. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it anyway. I've gigged again. I've gigged with both bands. Like, we've had 2 weekends, and I've gigged in both of them. And we've got a gig coming up this weekend as well. And yeah, I've like got 4 now booked in September. Just, yeah. The Isle of Man is open for business, people.
I'm happy for you. I like it.
Yeah, so gigged with like I'm just going to call them first band and second band because it's the easiest way to. Yeah. So gig with the first band, not the weekend just gone, the one before, for a joint, let me get this right, 18th, 21st, 30th, 40th, 50th and 80th birthday parties in the end. So when it was initially booked, it was an 18th, a 40th, and an 80th. Or no, 18th, 50th, and an 80th. And then just as other people who'd been invited, sort of, they all realised they all had birthdays within like a week and a half of each other. The guy like had a massive marquee in the grounds of his rather nice house, and just said people could invite other friends. So there was like loads of different age ranges, like say 18th, 21st, 30th, 40th, 50th, 80th. It was just kind of like a massive party atmosphere. Just really fun gig. Like, everybody was out to enjoy themselves. Nobody was being stupid or anything. There was one incident where somebody was really drunk and threw a pint glass in the air and was just escorted out by his mates before anybody else could come over. Other than that, it was just like a fairly standard party, just people having a good time.
Yeah.
Really fun gig. So yeah, gig with them, and then on Friday night, I went straight from work to a pub, set up, and played a gig. And yeah, with the other band, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's a while since I've done a proper pub gig. It's probably like over a year since I've done like an actual proper pub gig. and like just getting to just rock up. The football finishes and that's it. You're on and just play music to a pub full of people you don't know. Like there's obviously a few people that you do know, but for the majority it's people you don't know. Everybody's up and dancing and moving and singing and just having a great time.
Yeah, it's one thing getting a crowd of people who are there to party up and moving. Another thing to win over a crowd who aren't necessarily there to be listening to music on side. We had a gig like that when we were much younger and much thinner. It's a weird one. It's just like a really, really shitty venue in terms of like the space that they gave you, because it weren't really set up for bands. There was a stage and it was probably about like waist high from the floor. It was a really tall stage, but it was really, really small. There was space for like the drums, and then there was almost like a really small catwalk up the front where the singer could go. But once you'd put like the drums and the amps, you were pretty much standing on the edge of the stage. And on the side that I was, because I was on like stage left, there was all of the unused like mic stands and stuff. So I was not only having to play, I was having to like not poke myself in the face with a mic stand. And like we're doing the gig as like a favour to a promoter friend. And what I failed to mention was like the headline act it was their first gig. They were like 15-year-old kids, and they were there to like support their mates who were like school battle of the band kids, like playing fucking Sweet Child of Mine and like Mustang Sally and all these like pub classics.
Yeah.
So like we got on, we were playing like all original material, like blues and funk, and we were thinking like, this ain't gonna go well at all. we are not their target market. But like shit, it was one of the best gigs we ever played, because like all of the because it was like a teeny bopper kind of thing. They'd brought a load of their like girl mates along, and because it was stuff you could dance to, like that we were playing, they were all just up like, yeah, let's have a dance. So they were like absolutely packing it out and like proper vibing to the music, and it was wicked. It was a really good gig, despite having about 4 inches of space each.
Yeah, this was very similar. Like I've spoken about this venue before, but when they redid the venue, they made the stage too small.
Yeah,
and so literally, I couldn't move forward or backwards. I had a mic stand and a pedal board in front of me, and my ass was on my amp, which made it very difficult to hear my amp because I don't have ears in my ass.
Yeah, like having ears in the back of your calf muscles would be ideal.
I literally we had to raise the singer's amp up as well.
Yeah.
So normally I put my Vox on my box of cables and stuff, but I put his amp on that, and I put my AC-15 vertical, so it looked like a vertical 212.
Oh, nice.
Just to try and raise it enough. It didn't really help, but it was enough to sort of when I really, really, really needed to hear myself, rather than what I normally do, which is just step forward a little bit and make sure that you can hear everything. Couldn't do that. So you squat down ever so slightly and tilt your ear down towards your amp, and you can just about hear what you're playing then.
Yeah, the crowd are like, my God, that guy's got a weird guitar stance. He just kind of curled over sideways.
Yeah, but no, it's great fun. We play all sorts and right the way through from 50s to I want to say current music. I don't know how recent the most recent song is. I'm going to guess it's 2014 or something. So that's basically now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, anything after 2014, you can pretty much write off.
Well, I mean, I'd written, I'm not a big fan of this song. I can't even remember what it's called. I'm Googling the man's name. and he has one song. So it's from 2013. It's called "Love Me Again" by John Newman. It was on an advert at some point. That's the only way I know it. But yeah.
How does it go?
It's like I
need to know
I know that one. Now. Know now, do you love me again? And the guitar line is all just like triads. Jink, 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 jink. So, I don't have a Strat, so it was played on a Les Paul, and yeah, fight me.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
but there's one bit where like because it's all like piano and synth for the most part.
Yeah.
And the keyboard player was like, right, this really like heavily played piano stuff, I can't play synth with it, so I was using the Mel 9 to do like a choral like or a strings effect over the top.
Yeah, kind of padding it
to fill where the synth sound should have been, which is I think the synth sound was like a stringy style one anyway, so it works well enough. But yeah, like that's the most modern we get to. But like that went down a storm.
Yeah,
because all of the young people know it. And
yeah, it's been on an advert, hasn't it?
And there was even like a point where a group of drunk, I don't even know how old they were. They were drunk young ladies, I would say like mid-20s, came in and asked for milkshake whilst I was trying to tune a guitar into open G. So our singer just started rapping the words to milkshake.
Good man.
Okay, yeah, this is now happening. The keyboard player was like working out what to do over the top. I was like, okay, this is actually happening. But unfortunately, we went straight from that into Down Down by Status Quo because I then got into my open G tuning.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, like it was a crazy gig, great fun. Yeah, just loved every minute. I loved being back pub gigging. Going back to play same venue again next month.
I think I'm with everyone here. Say fuck you, Matt.
Yeah, fuck no, absolutely, no. Totally get it. But I'm fallen back in love with playing in pubs all over again because like I'd got fed up of people getting pissed and like throwing a full pint of Carlin over £2,500 worth of stuff I've got on the floor.
Yeah,
which is my pedal board. Whereas like at least this venue, like you raised up slightly less people than would be on one of the other band's gigs because they've got such a big following, and it just means that like I feel safer. Just get into the music, and like everybody that I know that was there was like, "You really enjoyed yourself tonight, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was amazing." Yeah,
absence makes the heart grow fonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, and absolutely.
You can't. Yeah, I think I've said it before on the cast, but I had a holiday where I was away from guitar for 2 weeks, and I found myself so inspired when I came back. I found that my calluses didn't work because I was sunscreened up on my fingers, but I found myself so inspired. Like I was playing lines that I hadn't played before, and it was just those like 2 week little break that kind of brought that inspiration back. But no, I would not begrudge you a moment of that because, like, if I had the opportunity, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. So, hats off to you, man. Hats off to you.
Yeah. The other thing we were going to mention is I posted this in one of the I've no idea what forum it was. It could have been any of the ones I'm in on Facebook.
It was Andy Guitar Geek's Super Friends.
Yeah, so I posted in the thing. The guys in the second band have been, well, mostly the bassist, but like the drummer and keyboard player played it. Those three were like from a band that used to be around, and we kind of like reformed and pretty much a whole new set list. Like there's like 5 or 6 songs that they used to do, but mostly it's a new set list.
Yeah.
But they keep talking about Van Halen Jump because they really enjoyed playing it. It's something that you don't see a pub band do very often.
I mean, there is a reason for that.
Certainly not locally. And that was my response is there's a reason why pub bands don't do it, because Van Halen was a very talented guitarist. The keyboard, like the fast keyboard solo bit is not going to be easy. Like I assume, like I know Chris well enough to know that he can definitely play it, but like,
yeah, again,
it's not an easy song to do. It's not like something you throw together in 15 minutes at band practice after everybody learns their part.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's a very intricate. Like you work on that for 2 or 3
Yeah, it's got very specific parts, doesn't it? Like,
yeah,
with certain songs, you can just bust bits, whereas all of the bits that interlock in that song are very, very specific. Very specific.
So it's like the song that we do that I'd liken it to the most is "Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting" by Elton John, which it sounds like it's a just a normal rock and roll song, but there's very, very regimented bits that you have to get exactly right and in the right order, and if you forget even one of them, it just goes off into it doesn't work. So that song we had to work on a fair few times before we got it, and like this, if we do it, and I'm not a shredder. This was my big thing, was I'm not a shredder. I've never been a shredder. I last did two-handed tapping when I was trying to learn the solo to 1 when I was about 16. So like it's definitely not my normal wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And they were like, the other guitarist that they'd had in the old band had said the same thing, and like eventually he'd written something, or he came up with something that was kind of close enough that it fit in with the song, and he was happy enough playing.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether, like, somebody like me who doesn't have a shreddy guitar, like the closest to a shred guitar I have is a Gibson Les Paul Studio. Not really a shred guitar.
No, it's. I mean, in terms of like
it's the flattest radius I've got.
Yeah, it's the flattest radius and kind of the shortest scale.
Maybe actually the SG's probably got a bit more top fret access, so maybe that. But like,
in terms of that, I don't think it's top fret heavy. I think you max out at about like 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
but it's definitely speed playing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I tend to cover the fact that I can't play fast by using fuzz when I try it.
That's an option. That's still an option.
But you'd have to have something that was very clear, because it is a very well defined, clear solo. So like I'd probably end up just using the tube screamer to boost my lead, and then it's just kind of like, can I do it? And I think if I sit down, I'd probably be able to work something out that sounds inspired by. Obviously, there's dive bombs from a Floyd Rose. I don't own a guitar with a Floyd Rose. I'm not spending £1,000 on a good Floyd Rose guitar for a single song.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, even if you're looking towards the cheaper end of Floyd Roses, like, you don't want to go any lower than about probably 600-700 quid.
I was going to say, yeah, once you get outside of the 600-700 quid range of guitars with Floyd Roses, they become not Floyd Roses. They become either licensed or like like junior systems or like clones. And at that point, generally, I've found that even with a locking nut, the guitars tend not to stay in tune after you've used them once. I
tell you what, actually, I tell a lie. Like in terms of like Floyd Rose, yeah, you're talking like 600-700 quid is your bare minimum, pretty much. But there are Ibanez guitars with the ZR tremolo system.
Oh right, okay.
Which is, in my opinion, and in quite a few others' opinions, an upgrade from the Floyd Rose system in terms of like how it works, because it's got, rather than being on a knife edge, it's got 2 ball bearing systems on either end where the knife edge would be. So it never really wears like a knife edge tremolo system. It doesn't need to get reground every like 5 years or whatever. And it's got if I remember rightly, it's called like the 0 point system in the back. So it's where usually you just it's very much like a vintage spring system where you got like springs counteracting the strings, and you essentially your bridge system is the fulcrum on which the seesaw of tension sits. Yeah. The back end of the ZR system is a lot more complex than that, and it's got like tension, like a thumb screw thing where you can almost set like a resting position tension for your tremolo system. So if you snap a string while using it, it still returns back to where that 0 point of tension would be, so that the rest of the strings stay relatively in tune. which is absolutely fantastic. It's like engineered within an inch of its life, and those systems are very good. The last time I did any research on this, which was when I was probably about 18, 19, they were only on the S series, which are fucking horrible. The necks on those are so thin. And
I was going to say, that's like the Super Wizard or whatever they called that stupid fucking paper-thin neck.
Yeah, I think the point of it was that it was supposed to be flat, but it was supposed to be a slightly thicker, like a slightly more vintage
Do you
feel.
reckon the heel pocket is the same as a Fender Telecaster?
Not quite. No, it was a sculpted heel pocket, but it was. I think they called the neck profile an oval C or something like that. But it was so thin; it was much thinner than the wizard necks, and the wizard necks are known for being quite thin. But they're flat on the back. The wizard necks are like a D shape. Yep. Whereas this was an oval C, so it was supposed to be, as far as I'm aware, was supposed to be aimed at like a more vintage feel. But it didn't get there. But
it's the same width as a fucking piece of paper.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
I've played S series before. To be fair, S series sound pretty good. Didn't like how they played.
Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? And I didn't like the bodies as well. The bodies, the science behind it was that it was thick in the middle.
Yeah.
Where the pickups are. Yeah, and then it became like very thin towards the ends, which felt really weird to me. It felt almost unnatural how light the body was. And I've got a personal vendetta against this, and only Adam Yeomans will know why. But we had a mutual friend who insisted that the S series was better than the RG. And we got into an argument. I was like, well, I didn't mean to get into an argument with him. I was just being like, well, I prefer the neck profile on my RG. I find I can play that one better than I can play yours. And then he went off on some mad rant about how the human mind works and how like, of course I'd have preference over this the guitar that I played. I was like, mate, I was too short. Needless to say, we don't speak to this mutual friend so much no more. But it was a very surreal experience, and if you ever see me and Yeomans tagging each other in S series on the internet, you will know why. we do enjoy taking the piss out of that moment. But yes, swinging back to the original point about fucking Jump by Van Halen, pretty tough.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have a go at it. And that's what I've said to the guy. Look, I'll have a go at home and see if I think I can play something that fits in with the song in the right place that I'd be happy to play in public. Yeah.
I completely agree with that. I'd say, like, if you get into a point where you're stressing about it, or you think, actually, this doesn't sound good enough to put in front of people, you just got to put your foot down and go, no, I'm not happy.
Yeah, and then not that, like they've said, if I'm not happy to do it, we just won't do it. But it's one that they all want. Oh,
yeah,
they seem to be would like the idea to do it again, and yeah. I mean, to be fair, I do like the song. I especially like the horrendous version where they play along to the wrong backing track. That's one of my favourite faux pas of all time. That
it's brilliant. That is, like, halfway through the solo, I think he realizes that it's not the right key.
The best part is the only person that had everything in the mix was the drummer, so he's the only one that can hear it for the most part.
Oh, and he's just like, this is a train wreck. Like, he's drumming along, but he's like, oh.
Yeah, like, if it would be pull me in ears out and hope I'm still doing the same thing.
I'd just be shouting loud noises.
Yeah.
drumming along.
It's like 2008, I think, but I can't remember. If you Google "jump gone horribly wrong," you'll find it.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you sending me the link to it, and I was just like, "This is horrific. It is very bad. Like the caliber of musicians who were up there playing that, this should not happen." But alas, it did. Yeah, it's well worth a watch for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. That kind of disaster is what I'm scared of happening right now, and I haven't even looked at it yet. So maybe I'm just like over panicking. But
yeah, you've conditioned yourself into thinking if I play jump, bad things will happen.
Quite possibly, but yeah.
But
we'll see how it goes.
I was doing some interneting this week, and there was a post on one of these forums. I don't know if it was again the Guitar Geek Super Friends one, but it's someone who was just like, I don't get Stevie Ray Vaughan. Like,
I think it was in the Guitar Nerds group. Was
it? Yeah. And then someone shared the video of like Stevie Ray, where he breaks a string and then he just like completely bosses the solo.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, doesn't bother like changing the solo, just like adapts. He's like, yeah, whatever. And then someone straight afterwards said, yeah, that's really wicked. That shows like how awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan was. Here's BB King doing exactly the same, but without a tech. And
yeah, I've seen that one as well. When he's sitting down.
No, he's at like some festival. And
maybe he's not sitting down, but like I think I've seen that one as well. Where he just pulls out this string and like uses his mouth to.
Yeah, he's singing "How Blue Can You Get," and he's just like between the phrases, he's just like just like untuning the old string, putting the new one on, stretching it a bit, like tuning it up to pitch, whilst absolutely just nailing the vocal to "How Blue Can You Get," and I'm just like,
yeah.
That guy is an absolute monster. Like, there's a reason why he was the king of the blues. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And it's just moments like that. Because, like, his tech would have sorted that, but he just hands him a string. He's like, "Yep, I got this." So, like, you can't argue with a bit of BB King there. So yeah, I reckon it's time. It's not time for news, is it, Matt?
No.
It's time for a Matt segment now.
It is. So for me to we're doing a quiz because you keep giving me quizzes and humiliating me and my abysmal knowledge of anything because I'm a complete and utter fraud and like not quite, but you know what I mean. I've done a quiz as well. Like a message ago, and do you want to do a podcast tonight? And you're like, sure. Got anything in mind? And I was like, do you want me to do a quiz? And you're like, yeah, go on then. So I've written a quiz. How
many questions?
There are 8 questions in total. The first one does have a bonus question with it as well. And we're going to do it in a slightly different format. We'll do the first 7 questions. I will give you the answers, and then question 8 we'll do after we've done the answers to all the other ones because it's a slightly different format to the rest.
Okay, I am ready.
So, question number 1 is which famous guitarist originally owned the guitar that sold for the most amount of money, which was a whopping $6 million US, and a bonus point. Right, do you understand the question?
Yeah. Which guitar is recently sold for $6 million, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right,
and then the bonus question on top of that is, can you tell me who bought the guitar or what company they are chairman of?
Oh, fuck. No, I can't.
And I'm pretty sure we did this as a segment on the podcast.
Almost certain we did, yeah. No,
about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little longer than that. Maybe it was like May, June time, I think.
Go on, I'll give it a go.
Okay. And the second question, which is slightly linked, what is the only other guitar that has sold for more than the famous Reach Out to Asia guitar that was signed by the likes of Clapton, Jagger, and Jimmy Page, Dave Gilmour to raise funds for the Indonesian tsunami in 2004. So that sold for $2.7 million. I want the only other guitar that has sold for more than that amount.
Yeah, I think I got that one.
Okay. Question number 3. Who commissioned and now owns the Muddy Wood guitar, which was made from a board of the porch of Muddy Waters' birthplace? So, it's a famous guitarist went to the place of birth of Muddy Waters and was allowed to take a board from the porch of that birthplace to create a guitar now called the Muddy Wood. Who is that?
Hang on, I'm writing a spiteful comment about who I think it is. Yep, okay.
Okay, question number 4. The Ibanez Destroyer is patterned after which other guitar by another manufacturer?
Oh, yeah, no, that one. I can even tell you, like, I can tell you enough about the Destroyer.
Fair. Yeah, some of these should be fairly easy.
Yeah.
Some of the later ones might not be. So, who was the first guitar brand to mass-produce guitars with 7 strings? So, the first guitar brand to mass-produce guitars with 7 strings. So, not who made the first ever one, but who made the first production run. He's thinking, which of these 5 brands should I pick? Probably not even 5, probably 3.
I've not gone with any of them. Whoops.
That was when I stole that one from a quiz where I was going through the quiz and I was like typing away and I was like, it's not that one, it's not that one, it's not that one. Just kept typing until I got to something. So next question. Yep. Which of the following birds is not featured in the PRS fretboard inlays?
Oh, fuck right off. Yeah, okay.
The owl, the hawk, the raven, or the hummingbird?
Yeah, go on.
So which one of those 4 is not included in the PRS fretboard inlays?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay.
I know definitely 2. It's one of the...
Right. Question 7 is, who is credited with developing both the original Path for Gibson and the original wide-range humbucker for Fender?
I'm hoping this is an obvious one.
Right, have you got answers for all of those?
Yeah, I've got answers for all of them, yeah.
I feel like you've done really well.
Okay. I might have, I don't know. Okay.
So, question 1 was the famous guitarist whose guitar sold for $6 million?
Was it the Kurt Cobain acoustic?
It was the unplugged acoustic with a pickup in it and some pots and stuff.
Right, I've gone for the CEO of Lexus because it sounds like a douchebag thing to...
It does. The guy's name was Peter Friedman, and he's the chairman of Rode Microphones.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, I think I remember that, yeah. Okay.
And the other guitar that sold for more than the 2.7?
It's Gilmour's number 1, isn't it?
No, it's not Gilmour's number 1. It was Gilmour's Black Strat.
Oh, mother fudger. Okay,
number 1 was the cheaper one.
Yeah, okay.
So you got the right artist, just the wrong guitar.
Yeah, because we reported on it, otherwise I wouldn't have had a fucking clue.
Who commissioned and now owns the Muddy Wood guitar?
Right, so this has got Bonamassa written all over it because he's just that kind of knobhead, isn't he?
It's not Joe Bonamassa.
Is it Billy Gibbons?
It's Billy Gibbons.
Yeah. I would have went with one of the 2, but I thought it was like a real Bonamassa move.
It does. It sound a little bit like, I can understand why you did it, but no, it was Billy Gibbons.
Yeah. I was torn between the 2, but I thought, like, it just sounds so knobheady. So it would be Bonamassa. And don't get me wrong, I love Bonamassa. I listen to Bonamassa. Probably one of the top 3 artists that I listen to as a just go-to, Bonamassa. But he's a knobhead. Like, he's an absolute knobhead.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a particular fan of his music either, but just I think that might be because like I knew of his sandals before I knew of his music.
yeah. For any artist who's got their own signature sandal, you've got to question them a bit.
I don't know whether you saw it, but he posted on Twitter. Somebody posted a video on Twitter of a man like running up a load of basically doing parkour, but over like statues and over like little bits and bobs that were like monuments, places and stuff. And his response, he retweeted it and said, "Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should."
Just like, yeah.
And one of our friends, Gra, just posted it in a couple of forums and just went, "Did anybody think of his merchandise store?" when they saw this? Because, but yeah.
Absolutely. Those in like fucking shitty glass houses should not throw shady ass saltstones, should they?
Exactly. Right, Ibanez Destroyer. What is it?
It's an Explorer.
It is.
One of the guys from Iron Maiden used to play one for a while. Adrian Smith, I think it was. I have coveted a Destroyer for a while, so. There's absolutely no chance.
I love them. So, first guitar brand to mass produce a 7-string?
Right, so I know that 7-strings had a history with jazz guitarists before they had a history of people who play the first and the 0 fret. So I'm going to go with someone like Guild.
Okay, the brand that I've got is Ibanez.
Okay. First mass produced.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be that the other ones weren't mass produced.
Yeah. I'd probably say that. I just guessed at Guild because like they've done like some pretty decent acoustics as well as like some quirky electrics. So yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can see it. Right, which of the birds did you go for
Raven.
You're correct, it was the Raven. I thought that would throw you off. I would have gone Hummingbird.
No, it's quite ornate, isn't it, the Hummingbird? And I think it's like further up the neck. I know that the owl is like the first one, maybe. And the hawk is 12th, I think.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just totaling up points for you. And the final one, who's credited with creating both the Path and the wide range humbucker?
It was sung about by Shaggy in the 90s, Mr. Seth Lover.
It was Mr. Seth Lover.
Indeed.
Okay, the next one you don't need a pen for.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 chances to get some points. So if you answer after I give the first thing, you get 5 points. The next thing, you get 3 points. And the final thing, you get 1 point. So I'm going to tell you key pieces of gear from somebody's rig.
Yeah.
And if you guess it from... So I'm going to start with amp, then I'm going to go for a pedal or something that's in the effects chain, and then finally the guitar. So if you get it from just the amp, I will give you 5 points. If you guess after the pedal, you get 3 points. And if you guess from the guitar, you can have a point. You should definitely get a point.
Okay.
I hope. So, the amp that I'm going for is the Vox AC30.
Brian May.
It is Brian May.
Go on, what was the other clues then?
Treble booster and red special.
Yeah, okay, Brian May. Whoop.
Yeah, so you get 5 points for that.
Whoop. Sorry for cutting cutting that last round too short there. For our listeners who were playing along. It was almost like Ayrton with the weed, that was, wasn't it? Weed.
It was. I thought you might think that obviously there's quite a lot of people that use AC30s.
No one quite as famous as Brian May. Like
would you not say that George Harrison is as famous as Brian May or
no, he didn't
Lennon?
Exclusively use boxes though.
Yeah, I guess.
Whereas like people, I think like Jimmy Page has probably used one at some point, and I'm sure Clapton's got one on something or other.
I'm sure Bonamass has got like 45 of the original run.
Oh yeah, look.
Yeah.
all in what's it called, Tonesville or whatever he's.
Well, yeah.
Oh mate, it just just talking about him boils me piss.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Like, woo! I did a knowledge.
Done really well there. There's only 3 points that you didn't get.
There you go.
And one of them, you got the right guitarist. You just forgot that the black Strat was more expensive than the 001.
Of course it was, yeah. Of course it fucking was. Yeah, cool. I'm happy with that. Let us know how you get along, podcast listeners. If you are as depressingly nerdy as I am, or if you are more so. Right, we've got a bit of news. I think we're at the hour, but fuck it. Let's go along for the ride. So PRS, they have released the CE standard Satin, which is, I believe, it's the model that our Ollie plays, but they're doing like a Europe exclusive 125 available. So basic specs are like, it's a PRS CE, so bolt-on version rather than a set neck. Very thin nitro finish, so it should theoretically wear quite quickly and quite nicely.
Yeah.
24 frets, which is not uncommon for PRS, and your standard kind of like your custom 24 kind of shape. 14.99. So you think that's all right, decent. And to be fair, they do look wicked. I think the satin thing really works.
Yeah, it works far more than the horrible high gloss that most PRSs are. That just screams dentist.
Yeah, well, it's all of it really, isn't it? It's, if it was high gloss and had a relatively kind of like a subtle flaming to the top, you'd be like, okay, that's kind of classy.
Yeah.
But it's the ridiculous flaming, the ridiculous, like the masked binding and the like glossed within an inch of its life. It all just looks too clean and too pristine and clinical. And as you say, it looks like it's the embodiment of a dentist's waiting room.
Yeah.
And that, for that exact reason. So I saw this. In fact, I saw this last week because it was going to be on the live cast, but we ran out of time. And we were very close to melting. So I saw this last week and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But then I had a little bit more of a think about it and thought, actually, 1,400 quid. 1,500 quid for a bolt-on neck, like very thin nitro finish. Are they doing us over here? So I thought we'd roll this up into a bit of a new discussion about PRS in general. So from what I hear from PRS players, and there are some people who aren't dentists out there who play them, like our mutual friend Steve has bought up a few recently, and it's because they are very reliable. They work really well. However, how the fuck ever. So 1,500 quid. What does that get you in the market? Kind of that price point. So I thought I'd have a look at something which was quite similar. Something that Yeoman's bought like 2 years ago, unless his missus is asking and he's keeping it for me. He did not buy that. Which was like a special run, like a nitro finish version of the classic 50 Strat. So I think it's Mexican made, but it's nitro finish. 21 frets. So it's kind of like your standard vintage Strat, relatively low output pickups, like nitro amber tint gloss neck, bolt on as well, as you would expect from a Strat, and that came in at about 650, 700 quid. I mean, it was kind of like end of the line, but it was still like 650, 700 quid. So very similar spec. No, I'm not by any means not saying it's the same spec, but very similar spec. Half the price, pretty much. What can you get these days? So if you're looking for a Les Paul Standard, which is the equivalent of the Custom 24, which is like we say, the step up from that, the gloss finish, the really flamey top. The equivalent of that is 19,999, so like £2,000. An extra 500 quid gets you a massive step up in terms of like the perceived features and quality and whatnot. 1,400. The Gibson equivalent of this guitar, so like a satin finished nitro, a little bit stripped back, would probably be your Studio Faded, which
They dropped the Studio Faded.
Did they?
Yeah, it's not in the line anymore. I forget what they call it now. They didn't have the Studio Faded was the. Was that the one that was like 599 like 2 years ago?
That was the possibly actually. I thought the Studio Faded was about 800.
Is that not now called the traditional?
No, the traditional is it's like a lower price standard.
No, then it's not. It begins with something that means traditional but isn't traditional then, but it's called something like that, like oh, there's a word for it and I've forgotten the word. Everybody's heard about the word.
Yes, I mean I'm looking for Les Paul
Tribute.
Mind you,
Les Paul Tribute.
There you go. I've got a Tribute. This is Les Paul Special Tribute.
Les Paul Tribute 899.
Yeah. So again, like that'll be nitro finish. That'll be a set neck as well. So arguably more hassle.
Wraparound bridges. Looking at this.
I don't know.
It's a wraparound bridge here.
Okay. Yeah, I've got that as well. So that's like flat top. So very, very stripped back version. So if you went for the Studio, because the Studio is kind of similar, but not with the satin finish. What's a Studio taking, like, setting you back? There you go. So Studio.
1349.
I've got 11.
I think this is a special one.
1199. There you go.
This is a special colour. Ignore me.
Yeah, there you go. So, like 11999. Really similar. American made. Has got a gloss finish rather than a thin satin finish.
Yeah.
So
also has a set neck.
Yeah, arguably more hassle to make than the PRS, or 300 quid less.
Yep.
And then it got me looking into like the PRS standard stuff, like the Custom 24, which is you kind of almost like your equivalent of the Les Paul standard.
Yeah.
Because they obviously do the private stock stuff, which is ridiculous prices.
Yeah, well, that's more like the Gibson Custom Shop, isn't it? The private stock.
Yeah, exactly. So,
what's the one up from the standard?
Standard Plus? Standard Special? Double Standard? I don't know. What, from Gibson?
Yeah.
Custom or high performance?
High performance, I think.
Okay.
I think.
Do you think that's more of an equivalent?
Yeah, well, it's basically like a Les Paul standard, but with modern features, isn't it?
Okay, I'll concede that. So what's a high performance coming in at these days?
I'm just trying to find, and my computer is being very slow.
The boys.
But I think they're like, so it's 2,399. So it's another £400 on top of it.
Yeah, standard. Okay. So we'll put that as the equivalent. Custom 24. Last time I checked, they were about 2,400. Maybe a little bit more for like quadruple A flame tops.
Yeah.
What I've got them at the moment is like 3,800.
Yeah.
Seems about right, yeah?
Yeah.
That, like, Gibson get ragged on so much. They got ragged on for the fact that their Les Paul standard was, like, what was it, like, the year before, like, a couple of years ago, it was like 2.8 or something, weren't it? Like, that kind of price range. Gibson got absolutely slated for that.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. And
yeah, it would appear that PRS are doing that and getting away with it.
Yeah, but I think Les Paul is Les Paul. PRS has always been an obnoxiously more expensive knockoff of Gibson guitars, is it not? Like,
no.
Like if you'd have said to 18-year-old me, what is a PRS? And I'd have said a shiny, expensive, but it's a shiny, more expensive Gibson. That's like if you'd ask 18-year-old me, or if you ask Joe off the streets who knows a little bit about guitars but not much, what they know about PRSs is they're ridiculously more expensive than anything else, realistically, as a standard run.
Yeah,
they've always kind of lived in that.
They've always lived above the, like, where the Gibson standards have been, haven't they? But
they're one of those. It's like Lexus or Mercedes. Like, you're paying for the brand as much as you're paying for the brand and the history behind it, and the history of quality and the perception of quality.
I think that's it more than the kind of the heritage of the brand, which it's built up over the years. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, it's the perception of that brand.
Yeah, I think like there's no argument that Gibson are a more well-known brand. Like, you could ask Joe Bloggs on the street for a guitar brand, and they might say Gibson and Fender.
Yeah,
they definitely ain't going to be saying PRS, are they?
No.
But yeah, I think it's like amongst the guitar communities that perception of consistent quality, especially amongst the higher end stuff. I mean the SE, like even down to like the Korean SE stuff, they almost have like an air of punching above their price point at that end as well. And it's almost like if you're buying a PRS, you're buying the fact that it's going to be absolutely note perfect out of the box, and it's gonna be absolutely flawless. And that's a big criticism of certain Gibson guitars over there. I'm not saying it like all of them, but certain Gibson guitars is the fact that the quality control has not been quite as tight as it could be. But if Gibson can make this spec of guitar, this something which is comparable for easily $1,000 less, if not more, what's the fucking big deal? PRS, what you're playing at?
Like I say, it's all about being that elitist brand, isn't it? It's like if you go to Harrods, you're going to pay a premium for a pot of jam or whatever they sell. I don't know what they sell in Harrods.
They probably do sell jam, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like but I bet you they sell jam for more than bloody Tesco's do, and it's probably made from the same fruit.
Yeah, just as jammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a jam connoisseur. Like, they're not listening to this podcast. What am I talking about? But you know what I mean. Like, there'll be jam connoisseurs out there who can tell the difference. But
I mean, the Venn diagram. You'd never know if the Venn diagram touches, Matt. Like shit posting essentially guitar talk, and like jam connoisseur. They might meet. You know, you never know. You really don't. I was going to compare it to like wine, and like Joe Blogs off the street would go, yeah, this wine tastes like wine.
Yeah.
And then you get the wine connoisseurs. Oh, but this Chablis is X and X year, and it's like it's a fine quality, and it's
and it's more palatable. Shut up. Nobody likes wine anyway.
And exactly, it is cat piss. It is literal cat piss. I tried having some wine, because I've not been having to go into work so much. I've been home drinking a little bit more, and because of that, I've run out of home beer. But we've got like shed loads of wine kicking about from like where my missus has been given them as presents, and we just like inherited wine from like house parties and stuff. So I thought, I'm gonna see if I like wine. I do not like wine.
I'm sure you can learn to like wine, but why do I want to learn to like something? Like, I don't care that my palate isn't as defined as you wine drinkers. Just, I'm happy with me lager.
No, it tastes like turbo cat piss. It's
just like white wine is the stuff that is left on the table at a wedding for you to get pissed quickly, so you don't have to spend 45 quid a fucking round. That's what white wine is there for, and red wine is there for obnoxious people.
Oh yeah, and I tried the wine that I had. It was like a bottle of like Blossom Hill Rosé or something, and rosé, as far as I'm aware, is like your gateway. If you
it's like, isn't it supposed to be sweet white wine, like a really sweet, nice flavoured white wine?
Well, yeah. So I'm to understand.
So I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I don't drink the stuff.
Yeah, if you want to drink wine, if you want to appear to be like a wine drinker, but don't really appreciate wine, you go in through the rosé door, and then you can access the other wines. It was pure cat piss. It was just fucking revolting stuff. Like, it was literally just like one of those 1 glass bottles of rosé wine, and I was thinking I could get through that. Like, surely after I've done one, I'll get a taste for it, and I'll open a bottle. I struggled to get through the one. It was fucking horrendous. Since then, I've bought more beer because it was better. Oh dear. Like, I'm looking at this time. We're like 1:20 in, pretty much. We might be less than that because I think I started the recording a little bit early. But it's around about the time to end. However,
are we ending with PRS guitars are like wine?
Yeah, PRS guitars are essentially like really cat pissy guitars, and like I can't play a whole one.
Excellent.
Fuck me. No, I didn't want to. I don't want to end on the smell of cat piss. So we'll go for a couple of listener questions. I reckon we can bosh these out pretty quick. And the listeners, sorry, it was my Instagram viewers actually more than anything. Those guys really kind of stepped up to the hockey with this one, where they started answering some questions. Sorry, asking questions. And I didn't get round to them on the live cast because we ran out of time. So I want to give these guys a little shout out. So first one, Alex Harper, legend, like really good slide guitar player. Makes me ever so slightly jealous when he plays slide, because he doesn't make it sound like a caterwauling animal being abused of some description. He actually makes it sound like blues.
That's not fair.
I know, yeah. Damn you. So his question was, who will Gibson sue next? Which I think is it's tied in with
Epiphone.
I mean that would be
They're not authentic. They're not authentic. No.
Have you seen that meme where there's the bloke riding a bicycle and he's got a twig, he jabs the twig in the front pedal. Yeah, that isn't it? That's Gibson doing that. I am pretty sure it won't be that.
No, it won't be. But...
It won't be. Who does like a...
Who doesn't? Everybody does every type of guitar. Everybody does.
Yeah, so they've done Dean, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ibanez. I reckon, like,
for the Destroyer.
Yeah, they're gonna retrospectively. No, they stamped out the Destroyer. They stamped out the V Blade and the ones way in the past, like the lawsuit era stuff as well. But they do some relatively Les Paul shaped things. They do some 335, like the AS series are quite 335 looking.
Yeah.
If anything, I think they might go after that next.
Right, well, my serious answer is also going to be completely ridiculous, but Gibson own Tascam, therefore they're going after Focusrite.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Because they make audio interfaces as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not loud. Tascam did them first, I'm going to say. Might be true, probably not. I don't really care. Gibson, just put your suing button down. Just sit back and like have a think about what you're doing.
I mean, they haven't done it in a while, so either one of two things has happened. They've learnt their lesson. Okay, one of three things. So they've either learnt their lesson, all of the lawsuits that were going through back when they were having their little hissy fit phase have gone through, and then there's no longer any like backlash from that. Or number three, they are getting ready for the mother load. They'll just like Oprah.
Everybody, yeah, you can have a suing. You can have a suing. You can all have a suing.
That's it. Yeah. Oh man. I am hoping it is number one. I hope they have learnt their lesson and just go. Actually, you know what? We're not going to win this. And even if we do, we're not going to make friends. It's like when Metallica sued Napster. They're like, it might have been the right thing to do, but fuck you guys. Like, seriously, fuck you guys. So, yeah. I think those are our answers. Do you want one last one before we go?
I think we should do a few of them. Just pick the scotch. It'll be fine.
Yeah, go on then. So barefoot bearded wizardry, best female vocal, best female guitarist.
Guitarist, I'm gonna go for Nita Strauss. And vocal. Come back to me whilst you do yours because I need to think.
Right, for guitarists, I am really impressed with. I mean, like usually when we do this, I think we did this a while back, and I cited Jennifer Batten and Laurie Lindstruth as two female, and as much as that is still true, I still think those girls are absolutely phenomenal. I'm seeing an influx of Instagram guitarists who aren't just like put the short top on, play a few chords, and hey, I've got an audience, because that has happened in the past, and more power to you. If I had that ability to use my charms to gather an audience, I'd do exactly the same. So it's not like I'm out there trying to shame them for doing that.
Yeah, but
I've started seeing more and more like super legit guitar playing from girls. I think there was one on the Guitar Nerds like Friday special a couple of weeks back, and I saw the name. I didn't listen to the podcast because, again, like I'm behind, and in terms of like hierarchy of podcasts, Guitar Nerds come underneath Tone Jerks. So if I ain't picked up on them, I'm definitely not doing the Guitar Nerds. But they did one on a girl called Sophie Burrell.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, and so I went on Instagram and thought, I'll check her out, see if she's any good. And yeah, absolutely wicked. Like some fantastic playing. But there's so many that I'm seeing now that I can't keep up with them, and that's something that's really exciting me, because the exposure of like decent female guitar players
it's been very, very limited in the past.
Yeah, and I think the marketing has been where they've almost like shone a light on subpar guitar playing for the fact that they're okay at guitar, but look at their face, they're beautiful. And I'm just like, no, I'm not about that. Like, yeah, it's fine if you're a nice looking girl or whatever, but I want to see some decent music, and there's some girls out there who are making me think, shit, I need to practice, and that's what I want to be seeing.
Yep.
So.
Okay, I'll go for my vocalist. So, like, it's tough, but I'd either go for Amy Winehouse or Nina Simone as like top female vocalist. Yeah,
legit. Like, Amy Winehouse, I'm a massive fan of. I really, really like her. Like, some of her live stuff was fucking ropey. But when she was on,
you can say that by a lot of musicians at the end of the day. But like, her albums were phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. Like, even the one that was brought out after her death, the Lioness one, which was like a few remixes and some unreleased stuff. Some of the tracks on that were fantastic. The version of "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow," which she did for Bridget Jones 2, Edge of Darkness. I think that was the title. Pretty sure.
I mean, yeah, let's go with Edge of Darkness.
The gritty reboot of Bridget Jones. Yeah, she did Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, and that version is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Like, Amy Winehouse is worth it for that alone. I really like some female vocalists. Like, I will listen to like Adele. Like her 21 album, I jam along to that, because the vocal lines taught me shit tons about phrasing. Because like her vocal phrasing is amazing. Phrasing's amazing. Oh dear. Like, I much more appreciate Adele for her restraint than the likes of Beyonce, who just oversings everything.
Yeah.
Even though, again, she's got a fantastic voice. Sia, I love Sia. There's a couple of like really awesome Sia tracks I love. Who else is that? Like, I'm gonna throw out a controversial one here. Like females of like the rock business. You would think, Stevie Nicks. I prefer Christine McVie over Stevie Nicks in Fleetwood Mac. That's gonna light some fires.
That's controversial.
It is. It really is. But I think Christine McVie, she doesn't get the credit she deserves, because she's like an absolute. It's a really honest voice, I feel. Whereas,
were any of them in that band honest?
Yeah. I mean, maybe not to each other. Like, the music is very. It's laden with real emotion. With Stevie Nicks, I can hear what she's trying to do. It's almost, it comes from a very kind of trained vocal point of view. and I can hear the tricks that she's trying to pull with the vocal. With Christine, I think it's just raw kind of emotion behind it, and I prefer that. I know there are many people out there who are not going to agree with that, and bring it on. While I'm here, Foo Fighters suck.
I mean, they just don't. They're
just so fucking boring. Like,
they're not boring. There's nothing boring about the Foo Fighters. Yeah, that's not the excite. That's the bit. You build on things. You don't just go excitement. You build to a crescendo.
The crescendo is just that, but louder. Whoa! Slow down there, grolly boy. So
you've clearly never listened to that song.
No, I get past and think this is taking so fucking long. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Next question before we have a proper argument.
Yeah, one last one. So Joe Richardson of Patreon fame, to mic your cab or to DI. So which do you prefer?
Well, bearing in mind I don't own anything that you can DI out of.
But like you've gone into Wall of Sound, for example.
Yes, but I wouldn't ever take my PC with me to run live, whereas I take amps with me all the time and microphones.
Yeah.
Like, if you can mic a cab, that's the answer. It is the answer. Whether you like it or not, whether you're a digital fan or not, whether you're a DI person or not, if you can mic a cab live, it is always better to do so. It's not, and I know that's a false statement, but always mic a cab. Or you will never ever hear me say, I'm not going to mic the cab. Let's just I've bought a 2 notes Captor M and a preamp, and I'm running. Yeah, no, I'm like, bearing in mind you have to spend what you spend on an amp to get a good DI sound anyway. What's the fucking point?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can't argue with that.
That's my 2 cents.
So, I mean, the Captor X you can. It's like £500, I think.
Yeah, so then you need a preamp as well.
Well, that's like assuming you've already got your amplifier. You'd be able to go from like speaker out to, like the speaker input of your amp to the Captor X and then to the speaker. So you could do it that way.
Yeah.
Because it works as an attenuator as well. So
but at that point, you've got your amp, and a Captor X is £400, and a microphone's a decent one is 150.
I mean,
you can get cheaper ones for less than that still do the job.
Like an SM57 is like £90.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They're fucking industry standard.
They're not £450 or whatever a Captor M is. So.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Joe with that. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? Like unless the situation that you are in means that you cannot like mic a cab. Like, all of my demos are not done through mic'd cabs because those things wake children up, and that is bad news bears. But if I could be in the room with my amp at 11 with a mic in front of it, I'd be doing that all day, every day. But no, apparently Joe really likes the sound of the DI'd guitar. He has the option of micing it up a lot of the time, but chooses to either blend the two or just go straight DI. And like, he's released a lot of music, and I've not had any problem with his guitar tone.
Like, everybody's entitled to their opinion as to what sound, but and if people, like, at the end of the day, if people can't tell, then fair enough. But it pretty much all comes down to personal feel. Like, we are at the point where there are DIs out there good enough. They're expensive. You can't get it from a £40 Moog preamp and a £25 cab sim.
Point me towards this £25 cab sim, please.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, in fact, I'm pretty sure the Moog preamps have cab sims built into them.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, I think they.
And they sound absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, but... so to be able to get the best out of it, you need to pair it up with like the more radar.
Yeah, which was another 80 or 90 quid.
More than that, 130, I think was the...
Okay, so at that point you spent 200 and... You spent 240.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly less. For that, you can buy Martial Origin when they're on sale. And I definitely prefer the sound of a Martial Origin. And then you do one gig where you don't have to mic up, and then the next gig you use the money that you got from the last gig and you buy an SM57.
Yeah, just crank it at one gig, and then the next gig you're fine. No, I mean it comes down to like the like you say, the feel, and I think it's the complexities of the overtones that you get with a guitar. Like the note is there, but then on top of that note, you've also got like the weird harmonic frequencies that you don't really hear, but are still there. And
yeah,
when you're modeling all of that, you don't get that because it models just the direct direct note, and it doesn't get that kind of the subtleties of these weird harmonic overtones. And then if you add to that the fact that it doesn't happen within a vacuum as well, a guitar, when you mic a guitar, it doesn't happen within a closed system. You've got how it responds to the mic positioning and like the sound of the room, even if it's like a really directional mic like a 57, be like the part of the room that you are in will play, even if it's a minute part of your sound, it will make a difference in your sound.
Yeah, like the thing that I come back to when people say things like this is, and I know people will say it's not an amazing track, but Seven Nation Army by White Stripes, love it or hate it, if you listen to that track with a decent set of headphones on, in the background you can hear the spring tank in the amp, and you just every now and then, either when a kick drum goes or when he's playing the quote unquote bass line, I know it's through an octave pedal, it's a guitar, but like every now and then you just hear the sploosh of the spring tank just kind of being rocked a little bit, and you'd never get that with a DI. And I think it adds to the song. Things like that, like they've been left in for a reason. Like they add to the song. They add to the realness of it.
Yeah. I mean, like the squeaking of John Bonham's drum pedal in like in many of the Zeppelin tracks.
Yeah,
like you could say that was not quite perfect, but like fuck it makes that a realistic performance.
Yeah,
and like in like Since I've Been Loving You, like that song like dynamically comes down, but you can still hear that like squeaking pedal, and you're like, shit, man, this is a real band.
Yeah.
I think that's a lovely place to end it, because I've looked over. We're looking like it's another fucking 2-hour cast again. It's not far off. It's like an hour.
Can we just answer Joe Halliday's question?
Go on then. Go on. What's 2 hours between friends? Right. So Joe of Hello Sailor Joe. Hello Joe. Hey Joe. He's asked us a really simple question to end it. When the podcast, he says, "What's the meaning of life?"
Okay, and my response to that is, the meaning of life is whatever you give to it. Life has no meaning other than whatever you want it to mean.
Indeed. I mean, he followed this up with P90s and wraparound bridges, like hint. So,
and if that's what you want life to mean, the pursuit of tone, then that's the meaning of life to you. Make life whatever you want it to mean. Stop worrying about whatever it actually means and just go and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, let's end it there. That's a lovely place to end it. What a lovely sentiment. I'm down with that. Now let's plug some shit.
Yeah.
Patronisers, you've been amazing. You've kept the lights on for this, and you get another shout out because I'm feeling like I'm going to pass the buck to Matt. Actually, Matt, give us a shout out.
Shout out.
There you go. No, that was it. So who we got? Remember?
So not in order. It was Yeoman's first.
Yep.
Yeoman's was first. Then I'm going to get them in the wrong order, but Joseph Richardson.
He's one of them. Yeah, that's two.
Doug Christ.
Yep.
Brian Gower.
Yep.
We've got. Oh my God, he's on the tip of the phone. Ben Fletcher Pickups.
Yep. Yeah.
Am I missing two?
You're missing two. Yeah.
Andrew Bimson.
Yep.
And huge erection.
Always end with a huge erection. Love it. Yeah, so you guys are our patronisers. For as little as $2 a month, you can get your name shouted. Shouted?
Shouted?
Yeah. Shart. You can get your name shart on the podcast at the end. Yep. It's well worth the money. Well worth it. Go to patreon.com/frettalk to find out more. If you want to catch me online, I do a series called The No Talk All Tone on my YouTube channel, which has just recently surpassed 400 members, which I'm pretty proud of. So that's youtube.com/BudgetPedalChap. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as /BudgetPedalChap. Like, check out the Instagram. The Instagram is blowing up recently. I've been doing like quizzes and just some. It's fun. It's fun.
Sometimes I open Instagram.
Indeed, and when you do, you answer the questions, which is brilliant. I did a poll today because today, funnily enough, was a release date of last week's podcast, and I asked, who out there, which ones to use listeners, and it shows me all of the people who have seen it. Our actual listeners, because I know these people who listen, lazy fuckers. They didn't answer the question. All the people who haven't, like, no, not me. So I've not posted up the results on that one yet, because it looks as if no one listens to the podcast. But it's not. It's just our listeners are fucking lazy. And I am there with you. Love you guys. So Matt, you are heel_MattQ at Twitch, Twitter, to Instagram, the Bad Bookers podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. What a lovely chat we've had tonight. Been amazing. I really enjoyed this. Oh yeah, I reckon we've got to end it properly now, and then we'll probably do a shit joke in about 20 seconds or so. So from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from Mr. Matt Kine. Hey, bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
It will be a tatty bye and good night for this week. It's alright a bit.
Bye.
We're waving. Look, they're not.
We
here.
are waving.
We are waving.
We always wave. We
That's
have to wave.
So.
Let's go, bro.
One day, two boys were walking through the woods when they saw some rabbit droppings on the floor. One of the boys said, "What's that?" He says, "Oh, they're smart pills. Eat them and they'll make you smarter." So he ate them and he says, "These taste like shit." He says, "See? You're already getting smarter." I like that one. Quite innocent.
I do like that.